Welcome in to Mornings on Main Street, Southern Middle Tennessee, the show that focuses entirely on Maury, Lawrence, and Giles counties by looking at the pages of your local newspapers. I'm Scott Stewart, publisher of Main Street Maury, Lawrence County Advocate, and the Pulaski Citizen, your local newspapers, your community newspapers. So today we wrap up July, and because we're wrapping up July and we're heading into August, you know that we're headed into football and back to school and festivals and all that stuff, and it's barreling down on us like a train. So make sure you get your community newspaper each week with a subscription. You can call one of the three numbers coming up: 615-452-4940, 931-363-3544, or 931-762-1726. That's our local offices in all three of our communities. You can also visit mainstreetmediatn.com. That's our parent website. Or you can go to one of your paper's websites for subscription information. Hey, you can also pick up copies at Racks and Boxes in your county, as well as with an online subscription. There's just so many ways to make sure you get your local news from your local newspapers. Now, let's get this thing underway. Let's get to our weekly wraps. And let's start with Main Street Maury. Main Street Maury starts this week with an article about free meals for some Maury County students, but not necessarily all Maury County students. So find out which schools are included at the top of page 1 this week. The Maury County Election Commission did a random voting machine test last week in preparation for Thursday's August 1st election. We've got the article talking about that and a photo right there on page 1. Columbia planners approve a development on Trotwood, and candidates spoke to a forum in Spring Hill last week. All that on the front page. Finally, on the front this week, we get to toot our own horn just a little bit for just a minute as we announce that Main Street Maury received 5, count them 5, a whole handful, right? TPA awards in its first year of eligibility for the Tennessee Press Association Awards. The awards came in the categories of headline writing, best special issue, best sports coverage, best news reporting, and public service. Main Street Maury joined our fellow Main Street media papers in winning 61 awards, including 13 first place award winners across Main Street Media's newspapers. I've been telling you guys how good of a newspaper Main Street Maury is, and now we get to hear it from a completely unbiased source, right? Check out that story that starts there on page A1 about the awards for Main Street Maury. Inside this week, the African American Heritage Society adds 2 board members. Spring Hill Police warn of a home rental scam. Maury Regional has named Kathy Malone as its chief nursing officer. New training vehicles for the Spring Hill Fire Department and area Rotary officers, including a few from right here in Columbia, got together recently. Local obituary notices inside. Local government notices inside. Always keep up what's going on with your local government, because what I'm telling you about today about your local government is what you're going to be wanting to complain about 6 months from now. We got weather from our friends at Tennessee Valley Weather. A ton of estate sales and auctions this week. Local community events. Another candidate announcement for Congress in the Main Street Maury this week. Voting is still underway for the Spring Hill Main Street Awards. All that going on inside Main Street Maury this week. It's back to school time, and Piggly Wiggly at Neely's Mill Shops has the back to school deals you're looking for. Check them out this week and check Piggly Wiggly out every week in your award-winning community newspaper, Main Street Maury. Then get on down to the Pig for those back-to-school specials. We also bring you some photos from the Spring Hill Skate Jam that was held back in mid-July, and this week we honor Tennessee Crossroads host Joe Elmore, who passed away back in June. All that and a lot more, including sports. Let's see what our sports editor Mo Patton has for us this week.
Hey, thanks for joining us. I'm Maurice Patton, sports editor of Main Street Maury. This week's Main Street Maury print edition. It's got some coaching moves, some comings, some goings. Coming. New Independence girls basketball coach Bree Jackson played her high school ball at Brentwood Academy and her college ball at Morehead State. She is once again an Eagle. We've got coverage of that again in the print edition of Main Street Murray. We've also got, speaking of Eagles, Russ Adcox has stepped down as softball coach at Zion Christian after 4 seasons, the last 3 of which resulted in Tennessee State Independent Athletic Association championships. We've got that. We've got his replacement in print this week in Main Street Murray, the print edition. Additionally, we have coverage of Columbia State's baseball team. Nice season this spring, 34 victories. They backed that up by sending 13 guys on to sign 4-year scholarships, including 7 at the NCAA Division I level, and had a couple of former Chargers drafted recently. So we've got coverage of all that. And finally, couple of Summit High School wrestlers, one a graduate, one returning, earned All-America honors up at a big national tournament up in Fargo, North Dakota recently. We've got some coverage of that as well. So be sure and check all of that out in this week's print edition of Main Street Murray. Coming up, we're getting closer and closer to the start of the new high school year in competition in fall sports. We will be covering some cross country, some golf, some girls soccer, some volleyball, and obviously football. We'll have all of that coming up. We've got a big fall sports preview coming in our August 21st paper. Be sure and pick that up. And we will have other events as necessary covered on the website, mainstreetmurray.com. So be sure and check that out to keep up with everything going on locally in sports in and around Murray County. Thanks.
Piggly Wiggly, located in Neely's Mill Shopping Center, is Columbia's locally owned and operated Cost Plus 10 grocery store dedicated to serving the community with low prices and smiling faces. Piggly Wiggly offers fresh, hand-cut meats daily, as well as daily hot plate lunches from their deli counter. You're certain to see smiling faces and a helping hand when you're here at Piggly Wiggly. Come by and check out our fresh produce, high-quality meats, and more. Down home, down the street, we'll see you at the Pig.
Having a good, confident smile and being able to portray that positivity to others is really helpful.
A professional family atmosphere is what we get every time we come here.
Our hygienists do a better job at kind of assessing mouths and coming up with plans than most dentists do.
They're very kind and they're very aware of other people.
I think if there's things that I would want you to leave here with, I want you to feel like you were heard, that we listened to you, and I want you to feel like that your concerns were addressed.
Whether you're an athlete or a weekend warrior, when it comes to your performance, don't settle for anything less than excellence. We're proud to announce that Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint Clinic is now Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance of Columbia, where we are redefining sports medicine and orthopedics. Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance's team of expert sports medicine physicians understands the unique demands of your body. TOA Columbia specializes in personalized orthopedic care, offering state-of-the-art treatments for everything from sports injuries to joint replacements. Learn more at toacolumbia.com.
Nashville Sounds Baseball is back in Hit City for the 2024 season. Spend your nights and weekends at the ballpark with weekly giveaways, fireworks shows, throwback deals, live music, and more. Top talent will take the field at First Horizon Park against the AAA Minnesota Twins, Baltimore Orioles, Atlanta Braves, St. Louis Cardinals, Cincinnati Reds, and more. Tickets start at just $10 and are available now at NashvilleSounds.com. We will see you in Hit City.
This week at the Lawrence County Advocate, we start with a report on last week's County Commission meeting. This is a great article, by the way, by Sandy Mashburn. It touches on pretty much everything that the commission did, including honoring the Loretto High School baseball team and the Lawrence County High School band. We've got an article on charges filed against the owner of McCamey Manor up in Summertown. Qualifying is underway for candidates for seats for the city boards in Lawrenceburg, Etheridge, and St. Joe. Those are all November 5th elections. There's the tragic news on the front of a young woman who lost her life in a crash near Etheridge. And then finally on page 1, we've got everything you need to know about Lawrenceburg's First United Methodist Church celebrating their 200th anniversary. Wow, how about that? What a statement of God's faithfulness to those who are obedient to Him. Please make sure you read the church history starting right there on the front page of this week's edition. Inside, LSAP Coalition recaps what's been an extremely busy year so far and looks ahead at what promises to be an equally busy year for the rest of the year to come. The Etheridge City Council finalized its budget. A man who stole a trailer in Loretto was caught in Wisconsin, and we've got a reminder of the garbage collection days for all of you guys out in the Lawrence County communities. We've got town crier community events, a ton of estate sales and auctions, local government notices, a local obituary notice. We got puzzles, local church directory, and we got the local weather from our friends over at Tennessee Valley Weather. Inside this week, there's a feature on a new bakery, Make It Sweet. And finally, in sports this week, get ready to meet the Summertown Eagles at their annual kickoff event, August the 17th. And we've got photos of the winners of the Alabama-Tennessee Bass Club's Pickwick Tournament. You'll have to pick up a copy of the Lawrence County Advocate to get the rest of it. I just don't have time. I'm going to have to move on to the Pulaski Citizen Wrap coming up here in a few minutes. But make sure you pick up your copy at markets, over 100 markets across Lawrence County today. We'll be right back after this.
Piggly Wiggly, located in Neely's Mill Shopping Center, is Columbia's locally owned and operated Cost Plus 10 grocery store dedicated to serving the community with low prices and smiling faces. Piggly Wiggly offers fresh, hand-cut meats daily, as well as daily hot plate lunches from their deli counter. You're certain to see smiling faces and a helping hand when you're here at Piggly Wiggly. Come by and check out our fresh produce, high-quality meats, and more. Down home, down the street, we'll see you at the Pig.
They have always met wildest expectations as far as taking care of my teeth and my health. You know, teeth health is very important now to your heart. And I told him one day, I said, I'd love to have nice teeth and nice hair. And he said, well, I can take care of the teeth, but I can't take care of the hair. And I said, you can make my teeth? He said, yeah. I said, well, let's go for it. And he did. And I have been tremendously pleased. Dr. Hart, if you need him at night, he's here. This staff here will take care of you 24/7. You don't have to worry about, I can't get a hold of my dentist, my tooth's hurting. No. They will be here for you. And if I could get Dr. Hart to take that same artistry that he has and grow hair, then he would be double rich.
Nashville Sounds Baseball is back in Hit City for the 2024 season. Spend your nights and weekends at the ballpark with weekly giveaways, fireworks shows, throwback deals, live music, and more. Top talent will take the field at First Horizon Park against the AAA Minnesota Twins, Baltimore Orioles, Atlanta Braves, St. Louis Cardinals, Cincinnati Reds, and more. Tickets start at just $10 and are available now at NashvilleSounds.com. We will see you in Hit City.
Hello, race fans, and welcome to Nashville Super Speedway.
That's right, guitars and fast cars right here in Music City. This summer, NASCAR is back at the Nashville Super Speedway. Get your tickets now to watch your favorite driver take on the 1.33 miles of concrete chaos. Visit NashvilleSuperspeedway.com to lock in your spot June 28th through the 30th for the Ally 400 race weekend.
The Pulaski Citizen Wrap this week features Kelly Glover as our Citizen Spotlight, and you can find her right there at the top and center of this week's front page. Also on the front page this week is everything you need to know about Here's the Beef Fest coming up August 5th through the 10th. There are a ton of events and activities scheduled for next week, so make sure you pick up your copy of the Pulaski Citizen to find out what's going on. Speaking of events, we've got the Belonging with Backpacks event that's going to be at Sherwood Park this weekend, Saturday. And we've got all the particulars right there on A1. This week's front page also highlights the Pulaski Exchange Club's salute to students and teachers. Inside, you're going to find out, get ready, Giles County, it's a second year of the Giles County Main Street Awards. You remember last year, it came up on us pretty quick after Main Street purchased the Pulaski Citizen. Not everybody was ready for it. Well, now you're ready for it. And we had a great time last year. Can't wait to see what's going to happen this year. So the Main Street voting is in Giles County is coming up next week, August 5th through September 1st. And you can still nominate your favorite business, your favorite event, organization, individual, in all kinds of different categories. There's a ton of categories. And obviously we have a ton of great organizations, events, and businesses and people in our community that deserve to be considered. And basically you guys vote, and we honor them with some awards later on this year once all the voting's over with. So see the ad on A2 to find out more. But yes, Main Street Awards in Giles County coming up. Also inside, Linville's Water District is set to acquire new water meters, and there's more from the town's latest meeting. The former manager of the Tarpley Shop Utility District has been indicted, and the Pulaski Citizen won 3 Tennessee Press Association awards for 2023. Local obituary notices, local government notices, several auction and estate sale notices. We got backward glances. We've got property transfers. We got court docket, local church directory, community briefs, church briefs, all the things that make a community newspaper a community newspaper you will find each and every week in the Pulaski Citizen. Johnny Phillips Giles Pass highlights the Berea community. The Senior Citizen Center wants your shoes. And Margaret Campbell shares some amazing recipes for fresh blueberries. All that, and Louise is our Giles County Humane Association's Pet of the Week.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your weather today.
Well, I'm here to tell you, you have made it to the halfway point of the work week. Good morning to you. Ben Luna here with you in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center, wishing you a happy Wednesday as you check out your forecast for today. By the way, this edition of Your Weather Today is being brought to you as a service of my old buddy Scott Beasley at Beasley Wealth Management in downtown Lawrenceburg. Whether you have a lot of money or no money, go by and talk to Scott and let him set you up on a plan that will make it possible for you to retire one day. Yeah, go see Scott. He certainly has helped me out quite a bit. In the world of weather across our region, well, it's hot. Need I say more about that? It is scorching outside. It will be again this afternoon with heat index values that are absolutely through the roof and actually very dangerous to be out and about. We'll talk a little bit about that, plus a chance for rainfall. And, well, is there any relief in sight? And that too, right here in this weather update. With that said, let's hop right into it. Satellite and radar over the past 24 showing a cluster of storms that worked in across the Cumberland Plateau yesterday afternoon. Set off a few severe thunderstorm warnings there toward Chattanooga and into parts of Georgia. For us, though, I think there were maybe 1 or 2 little pop-up storms in parts of the area. Nothing major, though. As we head through the course of your Wednesday, pretty much copy and paste. Notice a mix of clouds and sunshine. Temperatures soaring high by the midday today, well into the upper 80s to even mid-90s in a few spots across our viewing area. That's not going anywhere, unfortunately. And keep in mind, these numbers, that's just air temperature. The heat index, even hotter. We're going to wind up seeing a heat index value well into the triple digits again this afternoon. Now, as we shift gears and head toward this evening, we'll start to cool off just a little bit, still maintaining a few little pop-up storms here and there, and the same will continue into early Thursday as well. So really it's that summertime forecast of those hit and miss storms, really not an organized weather system around here, at least for the next day or two. Now, here's a look at our longer range futurecast as we go through the next couple of days. Notice just clouds and sunshine, enough moisture in the area through Friday to keep in a chance for those pop-up storms. And then here comes a boundary that's going to affect our weather and maybe increase our rain chance a smidge Friday into Saturday. We'll be watching that closely for you, but really on the backside of that system, no, it's not going to be cooler, unfortunately. Here's a look at your day builder forecast, courtesy of Parks Lumber Company. Already by the midday, we'll be shooting well into the 90s and then the mid-90s on average across the remainder of the region. Here's a breakdown on the next 7 days, fresh from the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel. Pop-up storms, the name of the game for today, tomorrow, and then Friday. Here comes that boundary that's going to cross the area. I say there's not going to be a big change in temperature. There may be a few degrees, but really that's negligible when you're dealing with heat well into the 90s and then a heat index in the triple digits. Well, we're going to carry that through. Notice, though, the rain chances will be higher Friday into Saturday, and temperatures stay put in the 90s, overnight lows into the lower 70s. I'll leave you with a final look at the 7-day forecast. As always, thank you so much for stopping by Tennessee Valley Weather. Catch Kelly live at noon today and Fred Gossage along the way at 5 o'clock here on the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel. Have a blessed day.
All right, everybody. I see a show of hands of everybody who thinks it's crazy that tomorrow is August the 1st. I think it's just nuts. If I could, I'd keep my hand up the whole time. Just remember that each week, the Lawrence County Advocate, Pulaski Citizen, and Main Street Murray help you keep up with what's going on in your community. It's our job. We love it, and we hope you enjoy it every single week. So if you have some input, you can contact me. I'm going to give you a couple ways to contact me, okay? So contact me at sstewart@mainstreetmediatn.com. sstewart@mainstreetmediatn.com, or you could call my cell phone number, 931-638-7592. I enjoy talking to our readers everywhere I go in Southern Middle Tennessee, and I see you guys everywhere. So thank you for reading, and thank you for reaching out to me when you see me. And if you see me out, come find me. Come talk to me. Tell me what's going on. I appreciate your feedback, and use my number, use my email, or if you see me out, come holler at me and tell me what you think about any of our papers, the Lawrence County Advocate, Pulaski Citizen, and Main Street Murray. Finally, make sure you don't miss a week of your local newspaper by getting a traditional subscription or an online subscription. Here's how you do it. You visit PulaskiCitizen.com, MainStreetMurray.com, or LawrenceCountyAdvocate.net, or call these numbers, the same ones I gave you earlier, 931-363-3544, 615-452-4940, or 931-762-1726. Either way, you will find whatever you need to do to get your subscription started today, whether you call or you get online. And thanks again for reading your local newspaper from Main Street Media. And good Lord willing, hey, we'll be right back here next week with Mornings on Main Street, Southern Middle Tennessee.